Prop firms, oh prop firms, what are you doing to me? I have lost about 600,000 in funding on prop firms, and I've also lost countless challenges which I've paid for, which were just waiting to go in and make me more funded accounts. Now, I'm sure this has happened to a lot of you guys. You've lost funded accounts, you are in challenges, maybe waiting for payouts, and prop firms shut down. We've seen a lot of that recently. The prop firm industry seems to be very rocky at the moment. And I think a lot of people are either just too scared to sign up for new challenges or just simply do not trust the prop firm industry. Well, let's be honest, why should we, right? In the last year, we've seen multiple big name prop firms shut their door, cease trading, and not pay what they owe. I mean, like I said myself, I have lost over 600,000 in funding, and it hurts. These prop firms close their door and they just leave many traders stranded and out of pocket. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. That's right, there is still light at the end of this prop firm industry tunnel, which maybe some of you have already realized, but if not, stick around and I will show you that there is a newer, better way to trade these prop firms. First, let me give you guys a little backstory to my own prop firm trading journey. I first started taking challenges about maybe 2.5 years ago, and the first prop firm that I ever used was FTMO. Now, at that point, I'd already been trading for maybe about 4 years, and I knew how to trade. My manual trading was going okay, had a very small account that I was slowly building up, but this was the problem, right? I didn't have trading capital. And then I started hearing about prop firm industries, proprietary firms, all of this stuff that I was like, hold on, there is a way that I can potentially get capital. So I started looking into this. I came across FTMO and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna just do this. This is the way that I'm gonna get capital. This is the way that I'm gonna take my trading to the next level, that I can eventually maybe start earning some good money. So I thought, it shouldn't be too difficult, right? I'm gonna just start. I'm gonna maybe start lower. I'm gonna take some challenges. I'm gonna pass, and then I'm gonna let the profits I make for that challenge pay for the next one. And I'm just gonna max out the max I can with FTMO. I think at the time, maybe it was 400,000. I'm not even sure, it might've been less. So I was like, let's do this, let's go straight in. I initially came into this with the mindset that I'm just gonna max these out. I'm gonna go for big payouts, because if I can get the 10% and the 5% in the challenges in the phase 1 and the phase 2, why can't I do that on the funded accounts, right? So I was going in big. I was gonna be just like making 5-10% every month, get to the max allocation, maybe like 400K. I can't even remember what FTMO was at the time. I think it could have been 400, maybe it was less, but the idea was max out that account, max out FTMO, and at that point, then I'll move to the next prop firm, max it out, go to the next, and just eventually get like 1, maybe 2 million funded. That was the idea, that was the dream even. But it didn't quite pan out that way, as I'm sure with a lot of you realized when you first signed up for these prop firms or first, started these challenges. These challenges are difficult and they are set out for us to fail. And I found that out very quickly. So started my journey with FTMO, fail. I was taking smaller challenges because I didn't, I didn't have the budget to be keeping on buying into these expensive 100K challenges. So I was going for the 10 or the 20K challenge. And I very quickly started realizing that this is a lot harder than I thought. These rules that they have really make it difficult to pass. And I eventually, the psychology was getting me down. I would pass the odd phase 1. I would actually get through past the phase 1, and then I'll be like, you know what? If I can do this, it's easy, because back then they still had time limit. Like in the phase 1, you only had a month to get the 10%, and then phase 2, you had to do it in 2 months. I would get through, I would pass phase 1, and I'd be like, yes, I can do this. And then it's like, okay, now it's the easy bit. And then I would fail phase 2, and I'll be like, how do I pass phase 1 10% in a month, but I don't pass a 5% in 2 months? And then my psychology would come into play, and it would just be like extremely difficult, challenge after challenge. And I took so many different challenges. My FTMO dashboard was just challenge after challenge after challenge. Then I would come back and I'd do some trials, pass a trial and be like, okay, I can do this. And it just, this just kept going over and over and over. Fast forward about maybe a year from there, and I was still not finding success. I'd been doing loads of different things. I had actually joined Blue Edge Financial, I think a year before that. There was some manual trading stuff and I was doing it. Then I kind of left, and then something popped up and I saw TitanX EA automated trading, and it was actually talking about specifically passing prop firms with this EA. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna look into this. And I remember they had a webinar. So I went into the webinar and they were like talking about this EA and it can pass prop firms. And I was like, this is it. This is my chance to actually get there. Maybe this is the way I can pass prop firms. So I signed up and I started. The first challenge I remember, at this point, I actually was with My Forex Funds, because at that point, My Forex Funds had come up and it was a huge prop firm. Everyone was talking about My Forex Funds. It's easier than FTMO. So I was like, this is it. I'm going to start with the EA and I'm going to, this is my breakthrough. This is how I'm going to get through the door. And it was the way I used the EA. The EA worked perfectly. At that point, we only had one set file. It was called the Golden Goose. I failed my first challenge because there was an issue with something that I had done. It was my mistake. So I said, okay, let's just do this again. Did it again. Second challenge I took with My Forex Funds using the EA, using TitanX, I passed. I finally broke through, and I got to the funded account, and I was like, oh my God, it is possible, because I was not going to give up. I was going to find a way, and this was it. I found the way, right? I remember I was actually in the gym when the trade for Titan was about to hit the take profit for me to actually go to my funded account. I literally was like, I had a dumbbell in my hand and I had the phone in the other hand, and I was just waiting, and eventually hit. I literally just threw the dumbbell down and I went home, and I was just like, I went to celebrate, and I was like, I can't believe it. I've done it. And that was kind of the start of me realizing that this is doable and it's possible. My plan can continue. So there we go. Now I was like, okay, here we go. We're in full force. I'm going to make some money with this. And I did. I got to my first withdrawal. I think it was like 2.5% is what I was looking for. So I made 2,000. Then I bought into another 100K account and I passed again. I was sitting on 200K accounts and I was like, this is brilliant. I can now max out this. I can do what I originally wanted to do, right? That was the plan. Max out, get to max allocation with the prop firm. So with them, it was 400,000. So kept pushing on, got another payout with the first one, got a payout with the second one. I remember I hit a 10K month between the two accounts. It was crazy. Both accounts, I think it was within 5 weeks, both accounts got 2.5% payouts. I hit a 10K month. At that point, I think I had pretty much paid off everything I'd put into, the whole journey. Up until that point, I paid it off. So it's like, this is it. It's going well. So the strategy was working. Everything was working. Titan was working. And I am actually going to touch more on Titan later. So make sure you do stick around, because that was my breakthrough. And it's a very important part of my strategy and on what I'm doing. But anyway, I got the third funded. I got to 300K funded. And I just started the third funded account. I think I had hit about 1.5% profit. The other two, I was waiting for the payout. The payout had just come, so I hadn't started those yet. And then bam, My Forex Funds shut down. I remember it was such a shock because that all of my funded accounts were all with them. So all of my eggs were in one basket. My Forex Funds shut down, and I was just like, oh man, no, I can't believe it. So that hit me hard because it took everything I had, all my funded accounts. I still had the profits. I had 1,500 that I never got, and that was it. So then I was like, okay, we've just got to reset, start again. And I went to True Forex Funds. Went to True Forex Funds, started the process again, got my first funded account, got another funded account, carried on, and I think I ended up getting a payout with that. Got my second funded account, got I think one more payout from one of those accounts. I hit a third funded account. At that point, I'd been funded, I think it was about 600,000 total in my journey. Then we hit the next hurdle, right? It was the True Forex Funds being investigated, temporarily shutting their doors. I remember they halted all trading. Everything was kind of like put on hold. And I was like, oh man, here we go, not again. So the same thing happened. I had three accounts. And at that point, I'd bought into, I think, another 400K challenges that were sitting and waiting, right? And all of that suddenly just gone. So I was like, man, okay, let's just reset, start again. We've been through this before, we can do it again. Where do I go to? The Funded Trader. Yep, that's right. I go to the Funded Trader, and I started a little bit lower because like all this has been happening. I thought, let me just dial it down. I started with a 50K account, got a funded account. hit the thing, funded again, 50K. So it was 650 total. So then I bought into, I remember they had a massive special on, bought 2 more 50K accounts and I bought 100K. So I had those challenges waiting to go because I was just like ready to roll. You know, every time I got one funded, I would just set up Titan again and get the next one funded. So I had my eyes set on the million. And then you guys know that, you know the story there. What happened? The funded trader closes their doors. And then I'm like, oh man, I can't believe this is happening. 3 times in a row, every single prop firm I chose to go with ended up shutting their doors. But then True Forex Funds comes back. So I'm like, okay, cool. And I actually had a payment on standby and they paid it. I got it. So I was like, okay, brilliant. These guys have come back from there. This 100% means that these guys will not shut down again. This is it. These guys are back for good. Well, we know how that ended up. Shut down. I think it was what, like a couple, 10 days ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. TFF shut for good. It's gone forever. That's it. So that got me thinking, you know, I can't just keep doing this. So that was kind of the whole process leading up to where I am now, and me deciding to kind of make a change, do something different, because the whole prop firm industry is changing. It has changed. These prop firm industries, the companies that are coming in, they're fleeting. They come and they go, and we've got to trade them like that. So let's go have a look quickly at how I was trading. Okay guys, so I'm just going to jump over to this whiteboard so I can just very easily demonstrate or explain how I used to trade versus how I am now moving forward and going to continue trade. So this is basically how I was trading, right? The plan was, the strategy was, you go to prop firm number 1, you get your funded account. Now this is very important, guys. This whole strategy I'm talking about, you have to already be at a point that you can quite easily get funded accounts. You've got to be able to get to the funded accounts. If you're still struggling to actually pass these, just wait, stick around till the end. I will actually touch on how you can get to that point, the same as I did. But I'm talking about if you already are getting funded accounts, if you're finding it easy to actually pass the challenges. But the issue is the prop firms. It's not your trading, it's the prop firms. If that's where you're at, then this is very important, guys. So this is how I would trade before, right? Most of these prop firms are max allocation of 400,000, and that's why I've got 4 there. So you go prop firm 1, get your first funded, you start your second challenge, you get funded, and you stack until you are max allocation, right? Max allocation, 400K with 1 prop firm. When I hit that, I would basically then jump over to the next one, right? We'd start again and build the tower again. And then we'd do that and we'd basically just keep going until we get to the 1 million funded or whatever it is. You know, if it's 1 million, if it's 2 million, whatever it is, that was the idea. We're going to just keep going until we are max funded. But the problem with this is every time you get your funded account, you then are starting a new challenge. This takes time. Like this whole process here can take 6 months, can take 8 months, it can take a year, you know, because you've got to go through the process and you are still going to fail challenges. No one passes 100% of their challenges. No one gets 100% funded. If you are taking 2 or 3 and then you're getting a funded account, you're taking 2 or 3, 4 funded account, this whole process is going to take you some time, you know? So you're looking at like 6 months to a year to get to the point that you max allocated on one prop firm. Some people may be faster, some people may be slower. But the point is, you could get to the point like I did 3 times in a row, and every single time this prop firm shuts down, right? It shuts down for good, and what happens? Boom, your max allocation is gone just like that. 400K is gone. You know, like there's companies now like Effexify, they allow you to go to 800K. Their max allocation is 800K. Imagine this happening with 800K. Boom, 800K gone. So that's how I used to trade it. I would basically trade it where I would say, okay, I'm going to get max allocation and then I'll go to the next prop firm. Max allocation, get to the next prop firm. I never, the whole time I did that, had 2 prop firms at max allocation because I never actually got to that point. I would get to 1. Even before I start the next one, I actually always started the next one because this happened. And we're going to see a lot more of this. Trust me, there's going to be companies that come and go. There's going to be a lot, trust me, that will stand for a long time. There's your FTMOs, there's your 5%ers. They're going to stand. So if you have these in your portfolio, those are the ones to go for. But there's going to be companies that are going to come and go, right? So the idea is make what you can while they're there. That's it. Simple as that. So this brings me to how I am now going to look at trading prop firms from this point on. And this is very recent, guys, because the funded trader, even though they said they have come back. I had, like I said to you, I had a 50K funded account and I had 200K accounts, and I think 2 or 3 50K account challenges paid for and waiting for me to take. They have told me that they're going to send me the coupons for getting my accounts back. So I can log into my account, but for the last, I don't know how long it's been, month, maybe more, I've not seen any coupons. So I've just as much basically written that off as the other companies that said they were going to come back and then ended up shutting. So I've basically written the funded trader off. If they come back, it's a bonus. But now, important guys, how am I trading from this point on? Here we go. So what I'm doing from this point on, guys, is I am going to start. And you don't have to start with 100K, right? You can start all the way down on the 25K. In fact, I have started myself on the 25K with Effexify. That's my first company that I'm starting with. And I'll talk to you exactly what I'm doing. So whatever account size you start on, I'm just doing the 100K for for the purpose of this demonstration. So prop firm number 1, you get to your funded account, you get to your 100K, get to your first payout, use that money, buy into the second prop firm, 100K. You do that for 4, or potentially once you've got to the 4, then you can make a decision. Am I going to now start stacking, or you want to do 5? Do 5 if you want. Boom. We have a 5th prop firm there in play. And now we have across 5 different prop firms, we've got pretty much our max allocation, the same as what we would have with one prop firm, but we've now spread our eggs across multiple baskets, right? So we've got 100K, 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 100K. So we've still got the 500K funded, right? So now you're making your money. You set this one up. I only look for 2.5% on my accounts. And then as soon as I hit that 2.5%, I turn it off and I start the next one. Hits 2.5%. I push to the next one. While these ones are waiting for their payouts, my next one is going. Hits 2.5%. And trust me, with the EA I am using with Titan X and Titan AC, I've had 100% success rate on that 2.5% profit. I am making 2.5%. Most of the time it's hitting it within a week. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks, but it's hitting. Then I go on to the next, go on to the next, go on to the next. I sometimes have weeks where Monday I'll start, it hits its target. The next account I'll start on Tuesday, it hits its target. The next account I'll start on Wednesday, it hits its target. So I have some fantastic weeks. And then I have weeks that take, times that takes longer. This is like 2 weeks. Then I start the next one, it's a week. Then this one, it's, within a month, I've only hit my target maybe 2 or 3 times. That's still 5K. I'm still happy with that. And then I have other months that are hitting them way quicker. I've got this rolling effect and it works, right? So now what happens? We've got to this point. What can you do? I'm going to now say, okay, I'm going to start a second account on this one. Get to 200K funded. And you do this across the board. While these are all still making money, you do this across the board till the point that you've got 5 prop firms. You can even do more if you want. You can go to 5, 6, 7, but you don't want to have too many. 5 for me is my goal. I'm looking at getting funded with 5 different prop firms. Now all of a sudden you're $1 million funded, you're $1 million allocated, but it's spread across 5 firms. So let's say, for example, boom, closes down. I've now only lost 200K of my million. I'm still currently trading with 800K. And what do? I then basically just will say, okay, it's fine. This is now prop firm number 6. So I just replace it, right? Because trust me, these other prop firms are always going to come in. We're going to always have new prop firms to replace the old ones. Trust me, it will happen. This one gets closed, the next one will be there to replace it. So this now will be prop firm number 6. I just, it takes a couple months, 2-3 months, get to 200K funded on that. I'm back up to my million. It happens again. Boom, this company's now shut down. What do? Okay, that's fine. This now becomes prop firm number, this is 6 and that is 7. So now we've lost 4 accounts, but we're still trading 800K, right? So that's the idea, guys, is number 1, spread your risk across as many prop firms as you can manage. That's important. And then also don't look for big profit targets. I only look for 2.5%, 2.5% on each account. It hits it, I take it. Because let's look at it from this way, right? A lot of these prop firms don't want you to make money. So the more money you're making, the more they're looking at you, the more they're trying to come up with reasons to not pay you. So don't give them that reason. Just take small profits. When you're taking 2.5%, let's say each one of those accounts hits the 2.5% in a month. On a million, that's 25K. Once they've taken their 20%, that's 20K in a month. I am more than happy with that. And the other thing you've got to remember, guys, is prop firms like the 5%ers, prop firms like FXify, you can actually, once you've got your funded accounts, every time you hit 10%, they will increase your size. I think the 5ers will go up to 500K. So from this point, let's say this is the 5ers and you just keep trading, you don't lose these accounts. Every time you hit 10% profit, you can still be taking your profit, but every time you hit that, they're going to scale your account up, right, to the next size. You can potentially get all the way up to 500K, provided you're not losing any of these accounts. FXify, I think, can go all the way up to, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 4 million. So without even aiming for that will happen automatically if you are just trading consistently, right? So that's how I am now going to trade prop firms. I'm going to trade like they are going to close. And all I'm thinking is I want to make as much money as I can from the prop firm before they close. Now, the important thing, guys, like I said, is you have to already have a system or a strategy that you can pass these prop firms with ease, right? Because if you are not even passing the challenges, then you can't even get to this point. Then that doesn't matter. But if you are consistently passing like I am, and I am only doing it, like I said to you, when I traded manually, now I have got to a point, I have passed a couple of my challenges with my strategy. The strategy, maybe some of you have seen this, the silver bullet, but that's not the point. That doesn't pass it as quickly as the EA does. But the bot I'm using is consistently passing, and it's even got better now. Now we've got to a point where we've actually got a hedge bot, which means that I will never lose money. So even if I fail a challenge, I make back the fee that I put in to buy into the challenge. So I just put it back in and I can just keep rotating. So it's essentially now become a not if I will pass the challenge, but when. So, it's just time. It's just time. So I know if I start a challenge now, I am going to get a funded account. It might take 2 or 3 attempts, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to lose any money. So now I am trading this so much like a business. I'm just growing. I'm just spreading my risk. And also don't be greedy. Just look for smaller profit targets and just keep trading this. And if for example, maybe one of the prop firms for some reason like chooses to pick on you and cancel your account because of something you're doing, then again, you just, in the same way, you go to the next account, right? Because there are so many different prop firms out there. We've got for us as well, for the EA I use with Blue Edge, we are going to be pushing into the futures market as well. So it's going to open up a whole new lot of prop firms that are available, and less shady prop firms. They are more legit. So it's just going to get better and better. So that's why I say the prop firm industry is not going anywhere. It has screwed a lot of people, but there is still light at the end of the tunnel, guys. So if you guys don't have a trading system or a strategy that is getting you funded, but you like what you see, you want to get some of this action, you want to spread your eggs, you want to get your max allocation, but safely, then make sure you go to www.propfarming.com and have a look. We've got a demo video which talks through exactly how the EA that I'm using that has got me all this success, how it works. And then if you want to sign up and start doing what I'm doing, then please, this is the way to do it. And I think this is the only way to trade prop firms from now on, because like I said, it's fleeting. There's no point putting all your eggs in one basket, because there's a 80%, 90% chance at some point it's gonna close. or they're going to pick on you. So give yourself as much opportunity as you possibly can. That's how I am trading it. Like I said, I've actually started with Effexify with a 25K. I'm already on phase 2. It's going brilliantly. I'm about to pass. Then I'm going to use the profits from that one to buy into the next. I'm going across 5. If you guys are interested, make sure you comment down below. I can tell you guys what prop firms I'm looking at using. I haven't selected my 5th. I know what 4 I'm using, but yeah, maybe you guys have got some suggestions for prop firms. Now I know Adam does loads of reviews on prop firms, and that's actually I'm going to leave that at the end of the video over here. So make sure you do check that out, because Adam has done a brilliant job giving us the best possible prop firms that we can use, and he's always reviewing them and doing a fantastic job. But that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helps, and I hope this, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel with this. Maybe it's something you already thought about, but that's cool. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys. This is the kind of stuff we do. Like the video if you liked it, share it with a friend, and yeah, we will catch you guys in the next video. And like I said, make sure you watch this video that Adam did. Yeah, that's it from me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.